Hello there, my name's Scott. I recently put on YouTube a video demonstration on how to refill, top up the carts, drain the atomiser, direct drip and sort of perform basic maintenance on the Evolution electronic cigarette. Those principles apply to all sort of M401, M402 type E-Cigs. But I've been asked to do the same thing but for a 901, which is another electronic cigarette, but it's got an enclosed atomiser this time. And again, the same principles will apply to any sort of electronic cigarette that does have the enclosed atomiser. So here you go. Okay, I'm just going to start off by showing you the tools that you're going to need. You don't really need a lot for these type of electronic cigarettes. All you're going to need is a pair of tweezers and literally just a piece of kitchen roll or toilet paper. Okay, I'm just going to show you now a popular method of using your e-liquid, and it's called direct dripping. Now, direct dripping is when you're putting the liquid onto the atomiser itself rather than filling up or topping up the carts. So all you're going to do on these ones, again, it's very simple on the enclosed atomizers. Just pull off your cartridge. You don't have to disconnect the atomiser from the battery. You can leave it on there, but just for this demonstration, just so I can fit it into the screen, I'm going to disconnect it. And you're probably not going to be able to see it, but the actual atomiser is right down the bottom there. You've got a steel wick which soaks up the liquid, and underneath that you've got a heating coil. So what you're going to do is just put it down like that, get your juice, and just put, if you're doing it like this, you just need 2, maybe 3 drops maximum. If you do any more than that, you're going to end up flooding the atomiser. That's all you really need. Connect it all back together again. Put your cartridge back on. It doesn't matter if you leave the wall in there or not. It's not a big deal. Some people take it out, some people leave it in there. Put it back on and then just start vaping. And those 2 drops, 2 to 3 drops, you probably get about the equivalent of like 1 cigarette before you start noticing that the vapour trailing off. Okay, I'm just going to start off by showing you how to top up the cartridge. Again, on these sort of types, it's very simple. All you're going to do is put off the cartridge off the atomiser. And as you can see, you've got your cartridge there, and on the top, you've just got the wall, which is obviously soaked in the liquid nicotine. So again, all you got to do is get your juice and literally just stick a couple of drops in there. Or keep doing it until you can just see that the juice is coming up to the top. Once it's up to the top, don't put any more in. That's all you're going to need. If you do get a bit of excess, and just with your kitchen roll, just wipe it off there. And then literally just put it back together again and you can start vaping again. Okay, so we'll assume now that you want to completely refill your cartridge. You know, you're fed up with the flavour, you want to change the flavour, so you're going to start totally from scratch. So again, what we're going to do, just pull off the cartridge. With your tweezers, just pull out the wall. And then you just rinse that under the tap. It doesn't have to be hot or cold water, it doesn't really matter. Just need to keep rinsing it till all that colour from the wall is gone and this returns to a white colour. Once that's gone all white, then just get some kitchen roll or the paper towel, fold it up over into it, and just keep dabbing it until it's completely dry. After you've done that, you're just gonna put your cart down like that. It's on a nice stand, so it's not going to fall anywhere. Just put a few drops in here until it gets to about probably about 3/4 of the way up. That's enough. Then with your tweezers, hold on to it and just push it back into there. And then just a couple of drops on top. Again, so you can just so you see that the liquid's coming up to the top there. And that's more than enough. And once again, if you do have any sort of little spills around the edges there, just wipe it off, because otherwise it will go in your mouth and it won't taste nice. And once you've done that, just put it back onto your electronic cigarette, and away you go. Okay, I'm just going to show you now how to drain the atomizer. But a lot of people drain their atomizers every day. I personally drain mine like once a week, or if I tend to find that the draw of my cigarette is getting a little bit tough, then I'll drain it then, because it does make a bit of a difference. So what we're going to do quite easily, just pull off the cartridge, unscrew the battery from the atomizer, and then there's the three methods you can use. This is like one method. First one, all you got to do, get your paper, and then you just rest it there. You want to make sure that you've got the atomizer end down, facing down towards the paper, rather than the battery end. And then it's quite a slow method this way, so it's a case of leaving it like that overnight, because the liquid's got to travel from the steel coil, then all the way down the pipe before it actually sort of gets to touch the paper. The second method is a little bit quicker, and what you do is you get your paper and you just screw up a corner like so, pop the atomizer on there, and then just try and rest it like that, just so gravity can work, and the liquid will travel down there, but it's going to travel a lot quicker because the actual paper is touching the steel atomizer, the wick, and so it's actually sort of sucking in as well. This is definitely a lot quicker method than the first one. Or another method you can do, the same as this one. Again, screw it up, put it into there, and then actually blow through that end. Keep blowing through it, and when you take it off, you'll see that there's quite a lot of liquid left on the paper. I'll just show you quickly. And I don't know if you can see that, probably not, but all the end of that there is soaking wet now. So again, I'll just keep repeating that process until basically you don't see any more liquid appearing on the paper. It is quicker, but obviously just be careful. It is liquid nicotine. You are putting it in your mouth, so don't poison yourself. Okay, when it comes to performing maintenance on these type of electronic cigarettes, there isn't really a great deal you can do apart from draining the atomizer. The other thing you should be looking out for though is making sure that the contacts between the battery and the atomizer are nice and clean. These are electrical connections, so obviously the cleaner they are, the better it's going to be. So what I do is I just get some a bit of paper towel and just wipe it around the connections. Get a corner, just put it in there as well. Sometimes you do get a juice that gets travels from the atomizer into like the battery tip there. Obviously you want to make sure there's no juice in there. This one's relatively clean. And again the same thing for the atomizer. Just get a corner of your paper. Oop, don't drop it again. And then just push it in there and give it a little spin round, just to make sure you haven't got any sort of excess liquid or dirt or grime in there. And this is actually sort of fairly clean, a little bit of dirt now. Apart from that, that's about all you can do on these things.